Hi, this is Anand Sharma from CXOTV.news, a flagship brand under the umbrella of Techplus Media Group. A warm hello and welcome to everybody. This is the second year of our webinar series titled Marketing Mondays. Well, we have been touching upon various topics of interest to the marketing fraternity, and you can watch all the past events on demand at www.cxotv.news. Today's topic is making an effective and efficient marketing office. We all know the world witnessed unprecedented and unforeseen magnitude of catastrophes, and it seems the challenges are just changing shapes and colors, but are here to stay. Making any unit effective and efficient is always desirable, all the more so when the dynamism has to be unparalleled and expectations are soaring through the roof. It is only expectation, not only expectation, however, dependence of business life cycle on our performance as well. Let's learn about what's going to make a difference and what's not. We have an eminent panel today to guide us through some of such queries, what to and how to of marketing in 2022, how to make it an effective organization, and how to make it an efficient organization for marketing office. Let me request the panelists to do a self-introduction. Dear Mohan, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Anand. Thanks for having us. My name is Mohan, and I'm from DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean is a cloud infrastructure startup headquartered out of New York. We serve startups, developers, and SMBs across the world. DigitalOcean has been around for about 10 years now. And at DigitalOcean, I take care of field marketing and setting up a new function, which is going to be responsible for regional marketing across a lot of newer regions where we are setting up our presence and hiring teams. Previously, I've been with DigitalOcean for about 5.5 years, and I've previously held roles in sales, as well as building and scaling our startup program called Hatch, as well as our go-to-market initiatives in India.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Mohan. Requesting Triton to share his introduction with us, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to speak at this forum. My name is Triton Dsouza, and I'm the VP for Netcore Cloud for their Southeast Asia business. A little bit about Netcore. So Netcore has been a full stack MarTech platform and has been in business for about 23, 24 years now, have expanded across geographies. And I have been fortunate enough to work with them in multiple geographies. I have been working for the last 16 odd years, and out of that 8-9 years have been with Netcore. So what has, Netcore, I've been, fortunate enough working with Netcore and experiencing a lot of things, right? So I have worked very closely with the marketing fraternity. I have worked very closely with marketing folks in my organization. I myself have taken up a lot of marketing responsibilities over the years. And very important, I have interacted with a lot of brands and a lot of marketing folks, being in the MarTech space. So have a lot of, understanding across this. I thought it's an interesting topic that we're covering today, what Anand gave an introduction, and it will be good to learn more on the space.
Thank you so much, Triton. Mohan and Triton, once again, welcome on the show. I'm really delighted and honored to have both of you on the panel. The disclaimer, the thoughts exchanged on this platform by the panelists are their own and may not represent or subscribe to the organization they work with. Thank you once again. Moving straight forward to the questions, Triton, my first question comes to you. When you talk of a marketing office, what comes to your mind and how it is viewed by the rest of the organization?
Very interesting question, Anand. Marketing office, right? So first thing that comes to my mind, what is marketing office? So it is something very important for an organization because it is the face of a company, I believe. It is how someone projects a company in the right way. It promotes the business of a company and drives in sale and gets you the money in. So a lot of things which a marketing function has to do. I think it is one function that needs to coordinate internally with a lot of different functions to bring out the best of the company forefront. It also has to coordinate with customers, with prospects, sometimes with finances, investors, to give the right valuation for the company. So a lot many things, within the marketing function that is there. But in a very small thing, I say it is the face of the company that projects the company in the right way. Well, coming to your second part of your question, right? How it has been perceived by other departments.
Sure.
Or rather, I would like to say that how they should, perceive it. As I said, marketing is something that should be perceived as an enabler for any of the functions to achieve their respective KRAs and KPIs. And I say this because marketing is one function which, I again repeat, can project the company in a different way, right? So sales, for a long part of my career, I have been in sales. For me, initially on in my career, right, what was marketing? Marketing was someone who could give me leads and I could go and close them and achieve my quota. But over a period of time, I understand that there is a lot many things that I can get, from marketing. It is right from even before I start my prospecting that marketing can enable me during my prospecting, during my meetings with customers, and even after that, when it is in the funnel, there's a lot of help that can come, from the sales perspective. But let's shift our focus to some of the other departments. Say product. So the guys that are working in the product, department or the product development, for that matter, I think a lot of feedback from the ground. How is the product perceived? What is the customer feedback that is there? What are the prospects thinking of? What is the competition doing? And all these things can come in from the marketing so that the product can improve further. For finance, how the company looks. What is the valuation of the company? How do I put my right pricing structure? All these things can be useful. And for that matter, just think of HR. If you want to hire the right talent, I think marketing can play a very important role, right, over here, so that you can attract the right talent within the company. So I think each and every function or department in the company should perceive marketing as that one function which enables you to do that much more to achieve your KPIs.
Wow, thank you so much, Triton. You have put it, in a well-structured manner, and I really like the thought. I myself had never thought of that. Yes, marketing actually does so many things for different units of an organization. Cool. Thank you so much, Mohan. Moving on to you. How a marketing office or team is different from other units or departments of an organization, when you get into comparison mode, and what sets it apart as compared to, let's say, finance or ops?
Sure.
Over to you, Mohan.
Yeah. I think marketing as a function was earlier seen as more of a cost center, right? Marketing was seen as one specific thing. Either the marketing team would focus on branding or the website or a very specific PR activities, right? I think more and more organizations mature, I think marketing has to Triton's point, really encompass many different components within it, right? Today, we have a separate function called revenue marketing, which is so responsible for bringing in revenues and really partnering with the sales teams, and growth marketing to test out a lot and experiment a lot. Then we have product marketing to really partner with the product teams. We have PR and comms, we have social media, we have brand and design teams that really in some way define the look and feel of the company, right? So all of that is brand marketing as of today. And marketing as a function has the responsibility to really educate every employee about how to position the company, right? Because I think it would be a missed opportunity if companies don't see every employee as a marketer and a salesperson. I think,
or as an ambassador, perhaps. Yeah,
as an ambassador, right? I think we are all ambassadors for our company. We are all marketers for our company. Every time we post something on social media, every time we speak about our company in public, every time we turn up at a conference event to speak about it, it's every time we do an hiring interview, right? It's all marketing, right? We are all speaking to what is the company, what is our brand, what is our culture, all of that. So I think that way, marketing has that really key responsibility of really educating everyone across the board on how to position the company, what is the messaging, how to really pitch the company or to position it externally, right? So that's a big key responsibility that is very different from the rest of the functions within the company. And to my earlier point, marketing was seen as a cost center, but today it's really a revenue generating and revenue contributing function. It's really, and especially for a business like DigitalOcean, I can take an example. We've been in the developer space, and a lot of our initial success and growth happened through self-service, right? Or organic growth, people coming into our website, signing up for an account and becoming customers. So sales has come much later in our journey. A lot of our initial growth and success was attributed to self-service growth, which is led by marketing. So marketing can really play a big function in generating revenue, in helping the growth of a company. And for a startup, over the last 10 years, I think marketing has really been a key driver for us. And even last year, as we went through IPO, we all realized how important marketing is, especially when you go through an exercise like an IPO. All the various functions have to really contribute to that. And to your earlier point of, to your second part of the question, which is what sets it apart really is what I mentioned previously, Anand. I think while a finance or an ops team is very internally focused and they're responsible for key functions, marketing, I think their impact kind of like spans across different teams internally as well as externally. So today, I think marketing is really a business partner for multiple teams, products, for sales, and a lot of other teams as well.
No, absolutely, Mohan. And you rightly pointed out that yes, marketing has a task to enable individual employees as ambassadors for proper positioning of the organization. Okay, and that goes a long way in valuation and so forth. So, okay, cool, interesting. Triton, what advancements you see in the marketing office that has taken place, perhaps in last year or last 2 years, and what else needs to be done?
A lot of changes have happened over time, and I'm very happy. Even Mohan mentioned this, that marketing perception from cost center to revenue generation is happening, right? A lot of companies have understood this today. In a lot of conversation, this comes out. It never used to happen a few years back. I think technology has made a lot of things that is possible today. And I would like to quote a few examples.
Sure.
I'll take 2 examples from the B2B side and a couple of examples from B2C. So we encompass more things. So, recent example, within our Southeast Asia market in Indonesia, actually, the company went for an intent-driven platform.
Okay.
Where you use the platform, you put in certain keywords to understand the intent of prospects, and it was used in a way where certain leads came up. The team reached out at the right time, and bang, there was a sale that happened.
Wow.
So I think that is how the marketing function. Without even the sales, of course, sales had to go and close it, but the entire process within the sales cycle was made so very easy with this intent-driven platform that was there. That our Indonesia team used very well. Similarly, a few years back, what was marketing? Marketing, especially for sales, was, hey, you get me this lead, and then sales will take its own sweet time. Every company have their own sales cycle, 2 months, 3 months, few days, whatever, and it used to progress. But today, marketing helps throughout the function of a sales closure. We have concepts today like top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. right? And marketing helps in every aspect of this. It is not only that the lead has come in, but how it is being progressed. There are a lot of account-based marketing that happens, persona level marketing that happens, right? So marketing is playing a lot of role today to get this right? The 4 R's, to get the right message to the right person at the right time using the right channel. And marketing, along with the technology, is enabling this for the entire organization. So these were a couple of examples from my personal, in the recent times that I have seen, which has helped to a great extent. But when I go a little bit more deeper, right, in B2C, when the scale is more, there are a lot of consumers. How do we tackle this? Again, technology has played a very important role. We ourselves, from Netcore, are a MarTech platform. So we've enabled a lot of, companies. And in the last 2 years, pandemic, where a lot of businesses were forced to change their course. This is the time when a lot of people realized the value of technology even more. Example, a lot of offline companies that were there were forced to somewhere begin online. Have a very good website, come out with their mobile apps, allow consumers to come, place their orders online, and so on and so forth. So technology enabled this. Today, every brand can track what is the behavior of the consumers coming onto their website. How much time do they spend? Where is their interest? Which product do they like? Which is the channel that they're using? And you can use this very well to make the marketing more relevant. The more relevant you make it, the more the consumers tend to come back to you. And this is possible today with technology. So there is a stat which says that 91% of your online shoppers do not come back to you if they don't get a good personalized experience. So today this can happen. For example, if you go to a particular e-commerce website, say it is a Flipkart or whatever it is for that matter, right? If my interest is in a particular product that I'm looking at, and if I am nudged for that product, if I'm shown the product in the right way, then I think the intensity of me buying from that platform, because I have other platforms also that I can go, other companies that I can go, but that really makes the difference. And if you go a little further, there is technology today that tells you, hey, Triton, as a consumer, is he more active on email as a channel, or does he respond more on the app push notification that I'm sending? And over a period of time, you learn the relevancy of which is the channel and use it accordingly. Take a little, bit more. There is AI, which is coming today. AI is a little bit abused today. A lot of people are talking about it, but we've seen a lot of benefits also, which has come. For example, there were days, right, when companies said that, hey, we have an email database, so let's go and send out, our communication to them. We'll get some sales. So they may be, 10% open, there may be 5% conversion. We are happy with that. But today there is technology through AI where you can understand the opening of an email of a consumer. For example, Triton is a person that opens his emails or personal emails in the morning. Anand may be a person who likes to read his emails in the evening. If this is understood, and if technology can enable you that, hey, no matter you send out your emails, but it will go into Anand's inbox in the evening and Triton's inbox in the morning, so that they open it, they read it and engage more with the brand. So technology has enabled these things, which a few years back was not possible. Also, there are platforms which bring different channels together, right? Where you can drive an omni-channel experience to make it more relevant. I think today technology has enabled a lot of brands to make your communication more relevant, to make your marketing more relevant. If a consumer is not interested into something, you should not look at it and not bug your customer or let your customer go away. You target them in the right way with the right channel. And we have tons of examples where I've spoken to multiple brands across geographies who are seeing the benefit of it. So I would like to sum it in this way, that technology has advanced to a great extent. If you use the right technology in the right way, I think a lot of things can be achieved by marketing.
Absolutely right, and I've been taking notes while you were speaking, and it's very thought-provoking. provoking your summary that you were sharing. So good, thanks for that, Triton. One, moving on to you. What steps a marketing head must take to make the marketing office effective? What are your thoughts on that?
Sure. Yeah, I think I was really impressed with all the technology advancements that Triton really highlighted. And to your point, I think as we discussed earlier, right? I think today marketing is a composite of multiple functions within. So I think what a marketing leader can do to really make it very effective is to hire the right marketing leaders for each of these functions, people who have experience, people who come with a sort of like experimental mindset to test and experiment, because today marketing is experimenting, right, in a lot of ways. And to be able to leverage technology in a very effective manner. So hiring the right leaders for each of these functions and also enabling them and empowering them to go and execute in each of their respective functions, right? For example, if it's demand generation, then I think it requires a very different sort of like a mindset and very experimental. If it is social media, then being able to iterate quickly, to learn quickly what's working, whether certain campaigns are working on LinkedIn, whether email is the best platform for that, and also your customer personas, right? Who's engaging whether who are your customers who are engaging on social media, who are your customers engaging via email, and who are the customer personas who are coming to your webinars, to your conferences and events. So just being able to understand all of that, I think really being able to hire an effective team under effective sort of like sub leaders and empowering them to go and execute, I think that's going to be really important. And also being able to listen to the voice of the customer. I mean, just what's the feedback that customers are providing? So being able to quickly iterate. At DigitalOcean, we have a platform or a channel called the Voice of Customers, where customers can send in feedback on product experience or a product feature that they want. So marketing can really partner with a lot of different teams, whether if it's a product feature request, then ensuring the product team gets it. If it is a support experience, ensuring the support team kind of like takes that and takes that into account. If it is sales team and sales experience, then ensuring that feedback is given back to them. So really taking that voice of the customer seriously and being able to work with different teams, I think that's another way to make marketing as an org very effective. And maybe last, and something that's close to my heart is sort of like regional marketing, right? I think today we're all global organizations, and with work from home, I think all of us are, it's a level playing field in some way. But having said that, I think different markets resonate to different sort of messaging and positioning and branding, right? So being able to really have your ears to the ground in different regions in terms of what's working, what different customers are in different regions want, what kind of messaging resonates with them. So all of that is really sort of important in making the marketing organization sort of effective. And one example, and very recent example that comes to mind in terms of how you can empower your teams to do a great job, right? Last week we saw Slack went down, right? I had an outage. And if you saw, despite a massive outage, which caused a lot of disturbances to businesses, the way it was handled, that incident, the way their teams put out messages informing what went down, and also on social media, the way their social media team engaged with users in a very positive and thoughtful manner, I think they received a lot of kudos for that, right? So I think just empowering your teams to go and really be upfront with customers in terms of being transparent, being positive, and acknowledging and taking ownership for what went down and how teams are working on this. All of that plays into making the marketing organization effective. Anand.
Sure, Mohan. I think, yeah, you're absolutely spot on when you say we need to, or a marketing head needs to look inward or within his team as to how does he enable his team and how does he make them more effective. Yeah, so cool. Triton, how the rest of the organization, and I'm coming back to rest of the organization again and again, because you have a good experience of non-marketing exposure as well. So how the rest of the organization can contribute to making the marketing office effective?
Yes, Anand. As I said, every department in the company can benefit from marketing. It also took me some time to realize this, but this is actually, the fact. But very important, it is to have a very tight integration. The example that Mohan said, right, voice of the customer, brilliant idea. Something that the message can reach, the marketing, and they can do something about it. So I think every function, it could be, based on their particular KPIs, but if they can somehow be tightly integrated and give this data back, it can be very useful. It can also be in a very, very automated fashion, right? There are a lot of better CRMs today. There are a lot of, things where you can just put in that info and it can go out. It can, pop up. So again, technology has given us a lot of these things. Not only that, like companies, even on their first party properties, like your website or their mobile app, if certain thing that is done by the customer, they could be surveys, they could be feedback, they could be something which is come. But if that can straight away come to your marketing and they can take the corrective measures out there, if they can have the listening on social media, if they can do a lot of things out of it, I think it benefits everyone. So the best way how different functions could work, be it sales, be it others, is to give this constant feedback back to marketing. Use tools or platforms where it can be automated so that it is not too much of a manual effort. But if it is not, at least begin something where this data goes back to the marketing in the way they want, and then they can make a lot of sense from that and do it. There is a lot of things available where you can segment different kinds of customers today. Your happy customer, not so happy customer, your dormant customer, loyal customers, you can put them in different brackets. Yeah. And you can target them, but this information has to come in. Mind you, I'm talking of the best case scenario, right? So where the data flows in and flows out. But honestly speaking, even today with technology advancement, there are very few companies that are able to master this. There is still a lot of gap in this data going out and the understanding and going back to the consumer. But I think that wave has begun, and the companies who have started on earlier are seeing the benefits of it. I'm sure the others will follow. But in a very one line, if I have to say, I think it has to be closely integrated and the data has to flow through and to and fro between the different departments.
Sure. Thank you so much, Triton. Mohan, coming to my last question, perhaps, what technological interventions you see, or how tools can support making an efficient marketing office?
Yeah, I think Triton briefly alluded to this, and he kind of called out a lot of the technology advancements that have happened that are really making an impact for the marketing teams to be really more effective and powerful, right? And today, I think everything is data driven. So marketing is no different. I think we have the capabilities to really be thoughtful about measuring, reporting, everything, the performance and the effectiveness of our campaigns, and really be able to quickly iterate and learn and change as we go. So everything is very data driven. So I think that's a great additional leverage that technology has provided us. In fact, we have a lot of like looker dashboards that help us understand what the month-on-month users are coming to our platform, how are they engaging, how are they kind of moving through the funnel, where did we have drop-offs, how, what's making them engage, how are we kind of like retargeting them, or and in a non-intrusive way, right? We don't want to be super pushy, and that's where other tools like Marketo come in, where we use Marketo to kind of ensure that we run our campaigns effectively, and also it gives you the ability to ensure that you're not sending too many emails. Like, I think none of us like to receive a whole bunch of emails from one organization just back to back, right? So ensuring we are spreading out our email campaigns. So if a user receives an email, for the next 2-3 days, they don't receive an email. And also being able to differentiate our messaging to, and especially when we're talking to a database of hundreds of thousands of users and sometimes millions of users, it's really important to customize your message, right? Whether you're existing customer, whether you're new to the platform, then what is your experience on the platform? So really being able to modify and adapt your messaging. So that's where tools like Marketo come into the place, and also effective Marketo Salesforce kind of integrations are also really helpful in partnering with the sales team. Today we have AI, what Triton was mentioning, right? Chatbots on our website that can engage with customers when they come onto the platform, give them tools and resources that they need when they're engaging, effective call to action. And there are also other newer platforms like Pendo, which give you in-app messaging, especially if they're on our product console and they're trying to engage with our products, like what's a good message to either set up a meeting with our sales team or to engage. And so there are a lot of advancements happening. And in fact, there are more tools than we can actually, I think, effectively keep track of, right? So I think it's really important to be picky and choosy about which tools make sense, build a sort of like marketing tech stack, if you will, that works for your organization, that are talking to each other, so you're not just buying tools. And some of these tools really, the costs add up, right? So being really mindful of your subscriptions, of which tools are required by which teams and how they are all working, while also all the time keeping in mind that, especially as we are all global organizations, there are GDPR restrictions, there are how all of those are being taken into account, especially when we're talking about user contact details and things like that. So that's sort of like a high level summary of how technology is really impacting marketing.
No, great, Mohan. And I liked that interoperability of tools is of paramount importance, because if you have a great tool, but that doesn't speak with the rest of your system, it doesn't make any sense. So thank you for that. Triton, any closing remarks or thoughts that you want to, leave the audience with?
I will say the marketing office, right? Again, I repeat myself, is a very important function for the company. It is the face of the company. It can be very effective. It can be very efficient by use of technology. And there's a lot of technology, like Mohan also said, a lot of tools. So one has to be very cognizant of what is going to be important for them, what is good for the company, what not, and evaluate them in the right way. And I think all other functions working closely with marketing is the key for an organization to do well.
Sure. Thank you so much, Triton. Mohan, any closing remarks from your end?
No, I think this was a great conversation. Thanks for having us, Anand. And maybe I think it would be remiss to kind of, if we don't recall the crisis that's happening, right, in Ukraine. I think all of us are kind of, as if the pandemic wasn't enough for all of us to deal with. I think there is a huge crisis that's happening in another part of the world. So I think it's important to acknowledge that, but also I think to everybody who's tuned in, hoping everyone's taking care of themselves and continuing to do what we have to do to keep our businesses running.
Thank you, Mohan. Thank you. I was doing my due diligence and taking notes, and my book is almost full. I captured these pointers wherein Triton mentioned marketing function is the face of the organization to the external world, and marketing should be seen as an enabler and can enrich the sales cycle immensely. Marketing provides inputs to each and every function, and I like this, Triton, very much, like product development, HR, finance. And you did talk about 4 Rs and hyper-personalization, omni-channel experience. Thank you so much. Mohan did capture that marketing has been a cost center, right? Separate function called revenue marketing or growth marketing turned the tide towards making it a profit center, right? So marketing gets involved in enabling individual employees as ambassadors, for proper positioning, hire right people and enable the team members, listen to the voice of customers, as well as you touched upon regional marketing. So thank you once again, Mohan. That brings us to the closure of our discussion for today. You all can watch the past Marketing Mondays sessions on www.cxotv.news. Keep watching for more interesting upcoming sessions under Marketing Mondays. I once again thank our panelists and wish you all a successful and a great week ahead. Stay safe, take care. Cheers.